There's something truly special about people who are naturally likable. It's almost as if they have a certain magnetism that immediately draws people towards them. As someone who's spent years studying human behavior, I've come to realize that these individuals share some common traits. So, how can you tell if you're one of those with a naturally likable personality? Well, according to psychology, there are a few telltale signs to look out for. Let's get started. Number 1. You're genuinely interested in others. There's a saying that, the most interesting people are those who are genuinely interested in others. And it couldn't be more true. These individuals ask thoughtful questions, listen intently, and respond in a way that shows they truly value what's being said. It's not about pretending to be interested, it's about genuinely caring about others and what they have to say. Psychologists call this trait emotional intelligence, and it's a key aspect of likability. When you're genuinely interested in other people, they feel seen, heard, and valued. This creates an immediate bond and fosters trust and camaraderie. Second trait. You practice compassion. Compassion, in simple terms, is the ability to understand the emotional state of another individual and respond with kindness. This is a trait I've observed in naturally likable personalities. They don't just sympathize with others, they empathize. They feel the pain of others and do what they can to alleviate it. If you're someone who tends to feel and respond to the emotions of others, you might just be one of these naturally likable individuals. 3. You're authentic. There's something refreshing about meeting someone who is genuinely themselves, without any pretense. I can't count the number of times I've been drawn to people who are unapologetically authentic. In fact, authenticity is one of the traits that I admire the most in people. It shows a level of self-acceptance and bravery that is truly admirable. Authenticity is also a common trait among naturally likable people. They don't feel the need to put on a facade or try to fit into a specific mold. They're comfortable in their own skin, and it shows. After all, being yourself is always more attractive than trying to be someone you're not. 4. You practice mindfulness. People who practice mindfulness tend to be highly attentive and present during conversations. They make others feel heard, seen, and valued. This attention to the present moment and to others' feelings is a hallmark of a likable personality. Valued. This attention to the present moment and to others' feelings is a hallmark of a likable personality. How to live with maximum impact and minimum ego. I delve deeper into the power of mindfulness and how it can transform our lives and relationships. If you are someone who practices mindfulness, who savors each moment rather than rushing through it, you might just be one of these naturally likable individuals. Being present is one of the greatest gifts we can give to those around us. 5. You're not overly concerned about being liked. Naturally likable people don't spend their time obsessing over whether or not they're liked. Instead, they focus on being authentic and treating others with kindness and respect. They understand that it's impossible to please everyone, and trying to do so would only compromise their authenticity. It's this genuine nature and disregard for people-pleasing that makes them so attractive to others. If you notice that you're not overly worried about what people think of you, and instead focus on being the best version of yourself, you may just be one of these naturally likable individuals. After all, it's far more important to be true to yourself than to try and fit into someone else's mold. 6. You understand the principle of impermanence. Naturally likable people often exhibit a deep understanding of this principle. They savor each interaction, knowing that every moment is unique and won't come again. This makes them wonderful conversationalists and attentive listeners. They understand the importance of being present. In addition, understanding impermanence can also lead to greater resilience. It allows these individuals to let go of negative experiences more easily, knowing that just like everything else, these too shall pass. 7. You're a good listener. I've always believed that listening is one of the most underrated skills in life. In fact, I've found that the best conversations I've had are the ones where I've listened more than I've talked. Being a good listener is also a common trait among naturally likable people. They don't just hear the words you're saying, they listen and engage with your feelings and thoughts. When you're talking to them, you feel heard, understood, and validated. This ability to make others feel valued through active listening is a powerful trait that can immediately draw people towards you. Sometimes the best way to connect with someone is simply by lending them an ear. 8. You're comfortable with silence. Here's another trait that might seem a bit counterintuitive: being comfortable with silence. In a world that's constantly buzzing with noise and distractions, silence can sometimes be seen as awkward or uncomfortable. But in truth, being at ease with silence is a sign of confidence and self-assurance. Naturally likable people understand this. They don't feel the need to fill every moment with words. They are comfortable sitting in silence, allowing for moments of quiet reflection and connection. 9. You embrace the concept of interconnectedness. Naturally likable individuals often demonstrate a deep understanding of this concept. They are mindful of their actions, knowing that what they do can impact others. This leads to a level of thoughtfulness and consideration that is highly attractive to those around them. In addition, they understand that we are all part of a larger whole, leading them to treat everyone they meet with kindness and respect. We are all part of a greater whole, and our actions matter. Being naturally likable is not about people-pleasing or pretending to be someone you're not. It's about authenticity, compassion, mindfulness, and understanding the principles of interconnectedness and impermanence. If you've identified with most of these traits, then chances are, you're one of those individuals with a naturally likable personality. And if you're still on the journey to becoming more likable, remember that these traits can be cultivated and nurtured over time.